So, hi everyone, good evening. Thanks for joining. So, we start. Okay, today is completely interview preparation. So, this is the script. Okay, if you know that this script, okay, all you can clear the interview. Okay, so more than 1,000 interviews. Okay, I have attended more than 1,000 interviews. Okay, if you follow this script, okay, how to give self intro and project explanation, okay, and real-time use case and syntax, also some places included. Okay, just I will open notepad. I will explain how they going to ask the question. Okay. Yes, choose language mark list. Okay. Snowflake, okay, and DBT and Airflow and modern data walk two. Okay. So see the completely like interview preparation. So here what first what is the workflow? What is workflow? Here we have Oracle or maybe SQL Server and hospital systems, okay, and CRM systems. Okay, so from different sources we have. So there from these here we have next. So next, this is the first one sources. Okay, so who going to extract? So next, ETL team. Okay, so who ETL means start, transform, okay, transform and load. Sorry, load. Okay. So retail team. So 1 minute, guys. I'll take the water. Sorry. So we're going to load data into S3 or Blob or GCS. This one, ETL team going to load the data. So bye bye. So this next one is S3. After that, Snowflake. Then again, we connect with DBT. Then again, Snowflake. Then again, Power BI. Okay, tab. So these things, okay, this is complete workflow. So Oracle 2, in Oracle we have thousands of tables, so millions of records. So we are migrating those data to Snowflake. So in between we need ETL team. So extra transfer load, they're going to push the data into S3. So after that, as a Snowflake developer, our process will be start. So I used to load data, S3 Snowflake with integration, bulk load, batch loads, split load, incremental load, continuous load, snowpipe load. Okay, live data we're going to handle after loading into for raw layer. So here we have DBT and we are connecting DBT. We are doing the transformation. Then it's going to reflect in the staging layer in the Snowflake. After that, okay, you're going to share with the Power BI team for reporting and analysis. So this is way of telling. Are we going to answer? Okay, what is the workflow means? So we're going to receive data from the different source system like Oracle, SQL Server, hospital systems, and CRM, and there will be ETL team. They're going to push the data into S3 or Blob or GCS. So from this point, my work will start as a Snowflake developer. I created integration and S3 URL with ARN. I loaded the data into the Snowflake to raw layer. So after that, I connected with the DBT. Then I have done transformations and joins and business logic I have applied. It going created in the Martlet in the Snowflake, some some models in the staging, and after that, I'm going to share this data with the Power BI team report. This is a way of telling. Okay, this is the way of telling. Okay, and next one, some out of what is okay. I will go OLTP and OLAP. So what are these? So is Snowflake is OLTP or OLAP? So anybody? Is Snowflake is OLTP or OLAP?
It's OLAP.
Yeah, good. OLAP. What is OLTP? Example?
Like Oracle, like traditional databases.
Yeah, good. Okay. So online transaction processing like Oracle SQL Server. It means why here this thing. So when you know, right, when we do the bank transactions, day-to-day activities that will be done in the OLTP systems. Okay, for long time like 2 years, maybe 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months. For anything data we go with OLAP. Okay. So this is they will what is the difference between here day-to-day activities. This is for analysis purpose. So example Oracle here Snowflake, Redshift, BigQuery, OLAP. Okay. So Snowflake, BigQuery, and Redshift compared to the Snowflake. Then they will ask about what is data modeling. Okay. What is data modeling in your
Oh,
in your project? Okay. So somebody any doubt? Okay. So what is it? What is your approach? Okay. They're going to give some tables data, customer product order. So now what is a fact table and what is a dimension table? Or they give some bank domain data. So different ways they're going to ask the questions. Okay, different ways. So here data models we have star schema and snowflakes. Okay. Here star schema is just a picture. Okay. Think this one table. So one table, one table. We have four table. So this is the fact table. So these are connected with these thing with dimension tables. Okay, fact table. Here we have only numeric data. So here we're going to have numeric and dimension data. So here we have the every primary key is must we need to have in the fact table. Okay, to write the change. So this is the fact table, and we have the sub-dimension tables. So that is Snowflake schema. Snowflake schema. Okay. So here what they are going to ask what type of data stores in the fact table and what type of data stores in the dimension table. What is the difference between star schema and Snowflake schema? So when you use star schema, okay, and when you use Snowflake schema, okay. So usually we use star schema in the final layer, mark layer, creator layer. Why? Because of it's good for the performance. It's going to give the quick output. Okay, if you have the large chains, the data is crucial, critical, then we go with the Snowflake schema. Okay, and we have normalization, denormalization. Okay, let's. And what about uh,
Hello, sir.
next? Yeah,
So I have one questions about OLTP and OLAP.
yeah,
I understood OLAP, but OLTP is used to for handling the day-to-day transaction, yes.
yes, yes. Insert delete update.
But when you real time in use in healthcare domain, data domain,
Come again.
OLTP when we use it in healthcare domain.
Come again. I didn't get your question properly. Come again. Clear.
Sorry, OLTP and OLAP is I can understand OLAP,
Yeah.
but but problem is OLTP.
Okay.
But in real scenario, in my domain, healthcare domain, for example,
Banking
when
domain.
you yes,
Banking domain, suppose you're going to withdraw, deposit, or using GPay, phone pay, Paytm, you're going to do the transactions. So immediately in the fraction of second, we're going to receive the text, right? So that is from this system handled by this OLTP system. So is it clear? So
Yes.
online transaction processing. Okay, OLTP means online transaction processing. In the banking domain, so whenever a customer performs like transactions such as a withdrawing money, depositing cash, so checking the balance, okay. So transferring funds through UPI or making payments using applications like GPay. So okay, within a fraction of second, the customer receives the confirmation message. Okay. So here we have ATM cash withdrawal, depositing money, UPI payments, balance inquiry, fund transfer, credit and transaction. And in OLAP, monthly transaction analysis and identifies top spending customers and fraud trend analysis and branch performance reports, quarterly business reports. Okay. So OLTP simple, run the business real-time transactions. OLAP analyze the business reports and decision making. Okay. So when you withdraw money and instantly receive SMS confirmation, so that process belongs to OLTP. The bank later analyzing the millions of such transactions to prepare reports and insights in the OLAP. So clear? Clear,
Yes,
right?
it's clear.
Yeah. So then, what is Snowflake architecture, or what is the Snowflake project architecture? So both are Snowflake architecture, project architecture, both are different. Okay. First, I will go with this. What is the Snowflake architecture? So I will open these things, then I will explain. Snowflake. Going this one. We go with official. This is previous one. Now it's updated. Okay. So here you can see we have three layers, right? Okay. So how to answer to the question? Okay. Just listen or you can record the mobile. Okay. So explain about Snowflake architecture or explain about Snowflake layers. Okay. Yeah. So Snowflake is a multi-cluster warehouse architecture. So having three layers: database layer, compute layer, and cloud services layer. Here we have database and the compute layer both are separate layers, decoupled structure. These three layers are decoupled structure. Okay, so that's why when we run the query in the compute layer, it won't affect by the data storage. And how it's going to work. So when we create table and insert data, that's going to store in the database storage layer. And when we run the query select star from table, where ID equal to 1, it's going to uh, running these compute layers, and inside we have the virtual warehouses. Each virtual warehouse is independent, and when we want to log into Snowflake account, we need to have username and password. That will done by the cloud services layer, security and management metadata application. So these things we have three layers. This is like brain, this is like engine, this is like a basement. Okay, so like this into explain. And if you tell like simply database slowly lowers data compiler on the queries also take security. So that is not enough. Okay, you need to give one scenario. So now I have taken table, inserting loading, then I'm running the query, then I'm logging. So you need to explain like scenario. Then okay, this guy work good real time. Okay, this guy having the knowledge. Okay, this guy having the knowledge of software. Then they will hire you. Okay, and this is the way of telling the answer. Okay, so everything I have the script I will share. No worries. Okay, then go with another. This is clear, right? What I'm saying? Any doubt in this architecture? Okay, fine. Next, we move to the micro partitions. Okay, how so now architecture is completed. Now how the data going to load in the Snowflake? So micro partitions. So when we create a table and insert the data going to store in the format of micro partitions. So each micro partition, these are having data into the storage 50 to 500 MB compressed format. Okay, so this is the table type, name, country, date. Okay, so total we have 24 records. So the first records going to store in this partition one, and again is next 7 to 12, 13 to 18, and 19 to 20. Okay, here we have type, name, country, date. This is a column format. Okay, so why this means? So explain. So when we have 1 lakh records, okay, if you want to select some one record, it will take time, right? Now we are partitioning 1 to 25K, one partition, then like that 75K to, okay, and 1L, okay, one partition, and 25K to 50K to 75, one partition. Total we have 4 partitions. Okay, if you run query in this, it will take time and it will take the cost. But when we run the like 76,000 ID, directly to go into scan this 4 partition. So in Snowflake, when we run the query, it will scan only relevant data. It will skip the irrelevant data. That is, you can call query pruning. Okay, so the Snowflake knows like micro partitions having means like a row count, okay, and distinct ID, so minimum value, maximum. Snowflake knows the metadata, okay, row count, everything. So suppose in the 100 is the maximum value. So next some other data came, so 1 or 2. So it's going to update, okay, 1 or 2 is the maximum. That's why. So every time I run the query on the sum on the maximum minimum, it won't scan the table directly. It's going to give the output because of it going to store in the metadata. So that is the micro partition. And we have the cluster keys, the Snowflake. Okay. So what is the cluster key means? Suppose when we have large table and large data like millions, 10 million records. Okay. The table should be like big. And uh, if we are using any column like date or country, name or type. So we are using like many times. So we need to apply on that column. Okay, so there is no limit, but in real time, we're going to apply cluster key on mostly on the only 3 columns. If you apply more than 3 columns, so there is no use, but we need to pay. Okay, so this is a micro partition cluster key. You need to make, we have to 1 second. The way of telling answer is the important. Okay, the way of telling answer is important. So next here is this
See,
thing.
I have one question on clustering keys. So how are we going to decide on which columns we need to define the clustering keys?
So there is 2 things. One is we need to use that column in the query repeatedly, and one more is suppose if you have the description data, okay, and if you have the repeated values. Suppose if you have the blue, red, white in the data, so you're going to apply on that column. So 2 things. One is you need to use repeatedly, and you need to go with you need to use multiple times. Okay, I will show the data. I will explain. Multiple times we need to use in the query. Okay, so when I have a healthcare data, so I have show you one table. I'm taking the drugs package. Okay, see the data, then you'll get one idea. So here, so data, see, this is the product code, product NDC. Okay, so this one. So we have so 2 lakhs records we have. So 2 lakhs, I think. Okay, so 2 lakhs 21,360 records. Here you can see. 1 second, data will show. Okay, so now I'm taking sketch. So here you can see product ID. So it is always unique, right? Primary key. Product NDC, see, it is a repeated value, right? This one, and this one also somewhere not that much. But this is package decision. This is not good. If you want to apply cluster key, you need to go with product NDC. You need to go with product NDC. Okay. So then these are also unique, not repeating. These are also not repeating. Only this is only repeating. Okay, 1, 200, 200, and we need to use many times in the query. In that scenario, we go. So two ways. Okay, one is large table, and we need to have millions of records, and that column should we need to use multiple times in the query, and that column need to have the repeated values. So this is the proper clustering, and maximum you can apply only the three columns. One, if you apply, there is no limit. There is no limit. You can apply at 150 columns if you have the table, but there is no use. So I will explain why there is no use. And here we need to apply only 1, 2, 3, minus 3. If you apply more than 3, no use. You need to pick. So I will take note of this. Suppose I have data this. Okay, and, so before applying cluster, I have the 100, 200, and 300, and here having again 200, 300. This yeah the example. Okay, and again 300, again 200, and again 100. So this is not look good, right? So after applying cluster key, so it's going to be okay. So 100, 200, 300. Again, it is going to be see, like this. It good looks good, right? Okay, this is before applying like this, and after suppose if you want to search 100, it go to this one. Again, it will scan this one, and again it will scan this one. So count of 100. Now here it won't scan anything. Directly it will scan this one and it will give the output. And if you apply more than one column, so more than one column, like more than 3, again it's going to be like this one. Okay. Again it's going to rearrange. Okay. Here the partition going to create like this. So clear? Clear, right? This point?
Yes.
Yeah. So next.
What about clustering depth?
Depth means like suppose we have the millions records, right? Okay. So 1 to 10 million records. So 1 to million records we have. So here, so it will taking like 1 second, yes. Yeah, you go. Okay, bye. So when we have the 1 to million records, okay. So here one depth, okay. So without it will scan 1 second, okay. It will scan 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6, 7, 8, okay. If it scan in within 2 seconds, okay, then it is like a good clustering, okay. Good clustering. Suppose it's taking the time for 4 seconds, it's like a so medium clustering. And if you scan more than 4, it's like a bad clustering. Like that. It means depth. Okay. So you can tell like uh, cluster depth 1 to 5, good clustering, 1 to 5, good clustering, and cluster depth 50 plus, like poor clustering. Okay, and cluster depth measures the overlap of micro partition for the clustering key. So lower depth also we have. So lower depth means better clustering and better query performance. So while higher depth indicates that the table may need like reclustering. So suppose so new data arrive, right, and the columns are going to change. Then we need to recluster the data. Okay, so cluster depth tells how well a table is clustered. So organize it queries to run the queries fast. Okay, So the data is scattered across in many micro partitions. Queries may scan more data and become slow. Okay. So usually going to filter by the order date. Okay. So the depth is like what is the taking of the think like time or think like suppose 1 10 minutes. How many partition? This is like you can say how many suppose we have two so we have 50 partitions. Now it is scanning only 1 to 5 partition, then good cluster. Now it is scanning more like 5 to 10. Okay, medium good cluster. And more than 10 like bad cluster. How many partitions it's scanning? That is the clustering depth. So clear?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So next, where we are that okay, micro partitions, and then what is the project architecture? Okay, here this is very
Sir, my
important.
question.
Yeah, tell me.
So when you load the data into Snowflake table,
Hmm.
Snowflake automatically divide the data into small compressed file, yes, sir.
Yes, yes, automatically it will manage by Snowflake only, but the
Suppose
develop.
unnecessary data also there in that table, yes. So how
So
to
you
remove the
no.
that data?
Whatever you load into the Snowflake, it's going to create the partitions. After that, we're going to clean the data, right? With the deleting using window functions, we're going to delete duplicate values. So everything going to store in the
Automatically.
file. Clear? Am I clear?
Sorry.
So if you load any data, it's going to create like micro partitions. So after loading, we're going to clean the data or deleting duplicate values using window functions, right? Like row number. So that's why even if you are receiving unnecessary data, no problem. Clear?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Next, what is the project architecture? This is very important. Okay. So in Snowflake, we have 3 layers: raw layer, okay, staging layer, okay, and curator layer. And then depend on the team, depend on the project. Okay, we have different like presentation layer, consumption layer, okay, and mart layers, intermediate layer, like that we have. So this is standard namings. So raw layer will be load data into the Snowflake that going to store in the raw layer, that original data. So in the staging layer, we're going to clean the data. So clean the like neat or deleting duplicate values. So naming convention. In raw layer, they will ask in the interview, do not say we don't do anything in the raw layer. Even we don't change the column name also. Okay. Just we will load. That's it. After going to staging layer, so we clean the data, deleting duplicate values, row count, okay, column names changing, and uppercase and lowercase letters. Okay, we're going to apply some concat. Okay, there are so many functions we apply this in the staging layer. Okay, so SQL functions we apply in the staging layer. After that, in curator layer, we're going to apply the so business here. Uh, we do not change anything. Okay, remember, not change. Some people also used to say dry layer, we're going to delete the duplicate. No, not like that. So cleans data. Okay, curator layer. So business logic applies here. Okay, so this one. And in DBT, we have staging layer and intermediate layer. Then we have mart layer. Okay. So in the staging, when we have data in the raw layer, okay, we connect with when we have data in the raw layer, okay, so we connect with DBT. So we're going to write the models like SQL code. We're going to create the models. So intermediate layer. So these models going to create. It going to create in the staging layer, the cleans data. We're going to clean the data here, okay, in the staging layer. So after that, intermediate layer, we're going to join the tables, multiple joins. We're going to apply. After business log, it going to again suppose we have the presentation layer, it's going to store in that layer. Okay, okay. Or we separate, we create one schema and we load into that in the intermediate layer. Okay, and mart layer with fact and dimension table, and we going to apply business logic. Okay, So in this business logic, suppose sales summary. So doctor visited to the patient how many times weekly, and total instance bill, what is the discount. Okay, so many things we have in different project, we have different. Okay, those are fact and dimension table and business logic, and it's going to apply star schema. The data is crucial, critical, having the multiple chain. Then we go with the snow. But usually, star schema is good for the reporting. Okay, then it's going to these data going to create in the curator layer. Okay, so these are standard namings: raw layer, staging layer, curator layer, and staging intermediate layer, mart layer. Okay, so before DBT, we are direct loading data. Raw layer, we are cleaning, we are creating the, we are applying the business logic. After DBT, loading data at raw layer, then staging, then intermediate staging, then again mart, curator layer. It means why DBT means I already explained yesterday class. So having lineage graph and reusable codes. So many things. So this is the how we do a list, but this is not complete. So still we have. Okay. So we have the environments, right? No, like dev environment, okay, and test environment, and we have prod. Okay. So how dev environment we're going to develop the data. In testing, we're going to do the testing. In production, we're going to do the production data. Okay. And here, so dev data, when we are getting the data, that is like a sample data we're going to receive. Sample data. When go with the test, okay, here we're going to receive only sample data only, not real data, not a real data, only sample data in the dev sample data. In test, the client is going to give previous project data, and they're going to test on previous project also has some data, right? They're going to test on that data. Using that data, they will test. In production, then it is the real data we're going to receive in the production. Okay. Here in dev, only sample data. I mean, it right. Suppose if you give the original data, if you do anything to data, so that is very difficult to recover it. So up to 90 days you can recover. After 7 days fails it, recover. So if any disaster happen, so directly they won't because of this production environment going to access to those team, right? Like that's the base person. So sample data, this is previous project data, and this is production environment, like company real data. And here how you move it in Snowflake, we connect with Python and we move GitHub, and when we move to dev to test to production. But in DBT, so we need to create dev environment, test environment, production environment, and then DBT cloud. Okay, scheduler, we have DBT cloud, we have the scheduler, and we need to connect the GitHub and with the Airflow and the Chrome. In the Snowflake, we have the task. What we have Airflow. Using Airflow, we're going to schedule the data, like metadata code moving. So remember, so we can move data, but usually we don't move the data. We move the code only. Dev to test to production. Production is the very important one. This is the final. Okay, we have 3 layers: dev, test, production. Sometimes dev pre-production also having depend on the team and team lead, the type of the project. So data depends on it is like many factors. So not a single factor to decide the how many layers, how many environments. So these are a standard dev test production, but they going to have pre-production. That's it. Okay, pre-production and UAT, unit testing. UAT after dev we have the UAT. UIT, okay, UIT also we have UIT. So this is the so like these layers and this complete project outage. So remember these points. What I'm saying, they're going to ask only these questions. And okay, so what are the challenges you have faced in this? What are the
I
challenges?
have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding the environments which you just explained in the landscape, will there be individual Snowflake accounts, or will all of them be in one account?
No. Everything is Snowflake, just DB, test DB, production DB, we're going to create. That's it.
Oh, individual DBs. Okay. What
In
about DBT? They also have.
DBT, there is we need in DBT. We need to create that dev environment, test environment, production environment with naming in the database, and the schema naming is the Snowflake. From that we create. So Clear? So
Sorry, probably.
there is one thing, CI/CD pipe. Do you know about CI/CD? What is CI/CD?
Continuous improvement.
Continuous
Yeah, that is
integration, continuous check.
that pipeline we're going to create. I will show you live. Okay, CI/CD pipeline we're going to create, and then automatically it will trigger whenever any changes happen within the command using the DBT command. Run test. Okay, we have different commands. So then we will schedule timing, some intervals. Then we're going to trigger. So if it's failed, we're going to receive the mail. Okay, or Slack, and after that the code going to move down to test to production, then GitHub. Okay, so I'll give you knowledge of GitHub also, some commands. Okay, and so clear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So what are the challenges? Usually challenge means, so ready with two challenges. One is data type issue and snowpipe troubleshooting, and whenever new file arrives, so what you do, and so query taking now 10 minutes, but it taking after 1 week, it taking the 2 hours. Okay, so what are the reasons? So now I'm going to tell about the simple uh, the data type issue. Okay, and so in data I'm going to receive double quotes. What I'm going to do? So, initially you don't know. Initially, how to create the file format, create file, file format, CSV type, delivery, only three. But inside we can mention number of things. So if you have this one, initially I have received data with the double quotes, then with the support of my team lead, I create the issue. How you create this? I recreate the file format, CSV format, in that field into the option by I given single quotes and double quotes, then I create like that. And data type issue means the numeric column I'm receiving the string values. Then I use cast, okay, to cast, and it's cleared. And the snow pipe I have troubleshooted. I have checked the query, and I have into like S3 even notification, and I recreated, checked the error and everything. Then I have rerun the snow pipe like that. Okay. There is 1 minute. Okay. Just wait. I'll come. And I will just everyone join again. We will discuss. Okay. Everyone join with the same link. So right. Okay. We are in one of the course is completely like Snowflake and DBT and field S3 services and uh, so SQL. So everything is here you can call SnowSQL. So with CI/CD pipeline. Okay. So yeah, as of my knowledge, I am the first trainer in India. They are the DBT trainer. So I have taught to many trainers. So they have learned from me. Okay, as of my knowledge. Okay. So CI/CD. This is P like 25K. Why means I'm going to give completely real time. So not the syllabus. Syllabus plus real time. So out of concept OLTP OLAP, SC types, star schema, slope schema, data mart, data lake, data warehouse, and conformal dimensions. Okay, and advanced concept like iceberg tables. Okay, and dynamic tables. And I'm going to compare everything: mat view, dynamic tables, and iceberg table. Sorry, dynamic tables and metallization and then incremental. Okay, like with everything I'm going to teach, like with the natural example. Okay, it's going to feed in your mind. Okay, real time you're going to get previous recordings, current recordings, upcoming batch, and every batch my content is different. Suppose I have taught in last, I used to when I started, I have taught only 2 weeks, Snowflake 10 classes. Now the batch started on March 26, still is going on. Only 60% is completed. Still there is 40%. Okay, so it means I give more content, you're going to get minimum 6 years of experience. Okay, with this 5 to 6 years of real-time experience, you're going to get. Okay, and you can do yourself work. And if you need like interview support, that will after 12. Okay, within the 7 days need to pay after getting the offer letter. That is 12. Okay, and that we will discuss in the call. And here same these skills uh, here and again I'm adding so Blob story. Blob storage. And next come to GCP GCS. This is ADF Blob storage. Yes. Okay. And GCS. Okay. Now go to this airflow and modern data 1, 2. So this is like current was 15K. 15K. This one, this thing. Okay. So total it's going to be like 40K, 25K plus 15K is equal to 45K. So this is after offer. So we going with real time. So my plan is like first go with the script. What I have the script, go with this script, okay? And do not waste your time doing the practical. So practical, okay, you can do. Yes, some what is the question? So will there be any data pipeline airflow as well? Yes, we do airflow data pipeline, okay? And here follow the script. So more than 1,000 entries, okay? Every day I'm going to attend, I'm going to be support like more than 4 to 5 entries, around 4 entries, 3 to 4. And so weekly you need to schedule only 2 interviews. Do not schedule more. If you schedule more, it's going to affect other interviews, okay? Weekly 2, then it will be, you can clear within the 1 month. Weekly 2 interviews. Suppose if you schedule one day 2 interviews every day, so one interview affects other. With my experience, I'm telling you, one interview affects other interview. It won't be clear. It will take more than 6 months if you follow my instructions. Okay, so I will share the script. Okay, who have done the payment? I will share the script. Go with 1 week. So on the next Monday, not this Monday, next Monday, I'm going to take mark interview. Monday one mark interview, Tuesday one mark interview, and the third day one market. So 3 markets I'm going to take, and Thursday we're going to put the resume, Naukri, LinkedIn, and I will share the recruiters' mail IDs. The 180 come from the 180 companies, I mean like 180 company recruiters, and I will give some differences if I get so many managers, team they're going to call to me and if anybody available, any student are there, they will ask. Okay, and so everything previous class notes, previous recording current and upcoming, if I upcoming batch recordings also I will share it. Okay, so this is, and please confirm with the payment and attend tomorrow interview breakfast. Okay, so this same my number, right? Who want to do the payment, just ping me in the WhatsApp. And okay, after information, okay, so attend tomorrow. Okay, interview preparation class, we will continue. Okay?
Sir,
Yeah. So any doubts now you can ask me. Okay. Any question?
sir, one doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell
Sir,
me.
as a data engineering.
Yeah.
Hello.
Your voice is low. I'm not. Speak clearly. As a.
Sir, as a data engineering, what will be my daily work, sir? Will be developing a new code or mostly monitoring the fixing issues?
So here in real time. So when you go to there, two things. So as of now, presently 90% already we have the course. Okay, 90%. Maybe think like 70, around or 78% of work is only development. Okay, like creating Snowflake objects, DBT models, SQL transformation, building ETL, ELT pipelines, implementing some requests, and 20 to 30% monitoring and support. So like checking failed jobs, fixing production issues, so monitoring pipeline performance and resolving the data, some finish. And if any business require comes, so first we going to analyze the data. So we need to develop the code in the dev. So after that, we need to do test in the test, and after that UAT, and then deploy to the production. So if any production issue occurs, so we investigate the root cause and provide a fix immediately. So you can tell answer if they ask like in my project I was involved in both development and support activities. Most of my work was developing and new enhancement and writing SQL and DBT transformations and implementing business requirements, also monitoring scheduled jobs. So some investigated failures and resolve production issues when required. The split depends on the project. Okay, so but development was the primary responsibility.
Sir, what about only SQL candidates, sir?
Yeah, if you come again, come again.
What about only SQL persons, sir?
No, SQL complete worksheet you're going to have
Hello?
complete everything in the SQL only in DBT in Snowflake. SQL only. Some integration part, those are from the Snowflake. Think like 70% SQL, 30% others. Maybe we have Python, PyPark, and a Snowflake script we have. So how can we get the help in the usage of market regarding resume interview, job reference, and job support? Okay, here I will tell. Okay, when I receive my payment confirmation, so in time, I'm going to take the control of your system. Okay, so if I suppose I take your system control, so how it look like to you, same it to me like that. Okay, even if you share the screen, they can't find there is setup. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and you need to keep your mobile phone in front of screen. Okay, so within fraction of second when they ask the question you're going to get the answer. You need to read as it is, so do not change anything. You need to read as it is, and I will be in the WhatsApp call and I will explain. Okay, if they ask if there is any new question, I will give the tips. Tell about this, or what is they're asking, and I will sometimes I will send us advance, so I can guess. I know next question what they're going to ask. That's for my experience, and it's going to be good. And I will do like resume preparation. You need to first we go resume preparation, Naukri and LinkedIn, some references. Okay, so we need to apply in the uh, portal, and if I get any references in USA, UK, and India, I will provide those things. So any doubt? Still, anybody have doubt? Okay, can I end the meeting? So we want to continue rep tomorrow interview preparation, and this week prepare, and next Monday we go on Monday 3 marketers, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday we going to upload the resume. So this is the best way. Don't do practical. Go with theoretically as of now. Theoretically in the way of interview, and after getting the job, you're going to have the 1 month time. In that time, you can do the practical. Okay, do not waste time. It will take 6 months or 1 year. Do the practical now. So just attend the classes. Thank you. Thanks for attending the meeting. And if anything need, ping me. And for the payment details, ping me in the WhatsApp. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Good night. Bye.